Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. R. Ward. I'd like to share a book with you today. It is entitled Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst. I wanted to let you know that this is an oldie but a goodie. This book was copywritten in 1972. See if you mathematically can figure out how many years ago that was. I want to share this book with you, but I'd also like to bring attention to the third grade students to help their families learn a new technique of how to understand a book. Boys and girls, we've been learning lots in reciprocal teaching each week. So what I'd like you to do is teach your family members, including your parents, all about how we work in reciprocal teaching. If you do this with them, just think you'll be helping them to comprehend books more easily like you. The strategies that we've been learning, and I'd like the kids to teach you, are predicting, summarizing, questioning, and clarifying. They can explain each of those to you. So let's go ahead and I'll start reading. Just so you know, I've had many takes and I'm going to just go ahead and read just like I would in class. And if I make an error, which everyone does, I'm going to do what good readers do and I'm just going to correct myself. So thank you so much for your understanding. Here we go. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running. And I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have the seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of an invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyo was the next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off and the cone part lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. And while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back to the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everyone. No one even answered. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose the white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose the red ones with white stripes. I chose the blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy a plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at the office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was as careful as I could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with my phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said, please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow that he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. The end. I hope you enjoyed the book. Now I'm going to challenge you to write a story about your imaginary, horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. This is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the book, and know that we're all thinking about you, and we're missing each and every one of you. We want you to be safe and be healthy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.